So any number you remember, how much have you spent on ads so far?
So far I have spent till crore.
How much time do you see before you increase the budget, and by what percentage do you increase the budgets?
Like it was running 40,000 per day. Then suddenly the client said double the budget, so it was 80,000 per day.
So was there any specific subject you liked during the marketing?
मेरे को ये रिसर्च और ये सब ज़्यादा मतलब पसंद है, मतलब कस्टमर प्रोडक्ट क्या चलेंगे मार्केट में, नहीं चलेंगे, बाकी हमारे कॉम्पिटिटर्स कौन है.
To explain to maybe a 5-year-old, what will you say? Who is a creative strategist? What do you do? उसका क्या रोल होता है?
Like whatever ads you see on Instagram is directed by a creative strategist.
तो how do you control your mindset कि ठीक है कैक नीचे आएगा?
You have to keep checking the ad account very frequently, what's going in the ad account.
Whenever we get a new client, how do you do your customer research and everything, and how do you end up writing the copies, and how do you do the creative direction? Who wants to become a creative strategist and wants to know what's the process what Kushal uses?
I just go on Google.
वेलकम टू द विकास अग्रवाल शो, जहां हम बुलाते हैं क्रिएटर्स, एंटरप्रेन्योर्स एंड एक्सपर्ट्स को जो अपनी रियल लाइफ स्टोरीज एंड एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करते हैं ताकि आप अपनी लाइफ में जल्दी ग्रो कर पाएं उनके सक्सेस मंत्रास के साथ.
वेलकम टू द विकास अग्रवाल शो. आज जो मेरे गेस्ट हैं उनको मैं 4-5 साल से जानता हूँ. इनको वॉलीबॉल खेलना पसंद है वीकेंड पर, और वीकडेज में ही रन 6-figure कैंपेन्स, एंड ही इज वन ऑफ द फाइनेस्ट पर्सन आई एवर वर्कड विद. सो ही इज वन ऑफ माई टीम मेंबर कुशल पटेल. वेलकम टू द शो कुशल.
Hi Vikas.
सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल थैंक यू फॉर ट्रैवलिंग ऑल द वे फ्रॉम कैनेडा. सॉरी, मतलब ऐसे कनाडा में रहते हैं, अभी ऐसे इंडिया आए हुए हैं. सो हम जस्ट मजाक कर रहे थे बिफोर स्टार्टिंग द पॉडकास्ट कि यू ट्रैवल ऑल द वे फ्रॉम कैनेडा टू जस्ट शूट दिस पॉडकास्ट. सो वेलकम टू इंडिया कुशल फर्स्ट.
Yeah, it's a great feeling back in the country.
Great. So Kushal, would love to know, I think you come from a small town in Gujarat called Anand. So how was your childhood, and what was your favorite things in the childhood, and how did you grow up in that city, or we can say in the town?
चाइल्डहुड वैसे देखा जाए तो मतलब काफ़ी पढ़ाई में तो मैं काफ़ी एवरेज था, तो मतलब काफ़ी इंट्रोवर्टेड पर्सन था, मैं बहुत बात नहीं करता था. और आई वाज लाइक मतलब मेरे फ्रेंड्स थे तो मैं स्पोर्ट्स बहुत खेलता था. स्कूल में मैं कोई भी पढ़ाई से ज़्यादा स्पोर्ट्स में मेरा इंटरेस्ट ज़्यादा था. आई लव टू प्ले क्रिकेट. सो वेन एवर आई वॉज इन स्कूल लाइक आई वॉज वेटिंग फॉर गेम्स पीरियड. So that was my childhood. Like I enjoyed playing sports, like for example cricket. Then I also played football sometimes. Then volleyball also in vacations. So मेरा स्कूल से ज़्यादा मतलब चाइल्डहुड में स्पोर्ट्स में ज़्यादा इंटरेस्ट था. तो
Got it. So मतलब can you share more about कि childhood में मतलब did you played on some state level as well, national level as well, or was just कि मतलब you loved playing for the sake, मतलब for the playing, or was it any competitive spirit was there into playing?
yeah, so like I participated in under 19 school cricket tournaments, under 16 as well. So that was on matches, not that local. We used to play local as well, but I participated in school level competitions that were played on matches with like proper like helmets and like in the ground. So yeah, that was I was a bowler mostly. I tried batting, but it did not work well. So then I got to knew that my bowling is good rather than batting. So I then like I played that way.
Got it. So how did you ended up being a marketer from being like loving volleyball, cricket, not basketball, sorry, मतलब cricket, volleyball, and the other game is I think football, to
Yeah.
becoming a marketer. So what was the thing, मतलब after 12th you knew कि मुझे marketing में जाना है, or what was your professional background out there?
So मतलब ये हुआ ये कि मैंने स्कूल के बाद 11-12 के बाद BCA ज्वाइन किया. तो BCA में बेसिकली कोडिंग में कुछ मेरे को समझ नहीं आया कि क्या चल रहा है. मतलब काफ़ी बार काफ़ी सब्जेक्ट्स में फेल भी हुआ था मैं कॉलेज के टाइम में. फिर वापस पास हो गया तो मुझे लगा ये सी और जावा मेरे काम की चीज़ है ही नहीं भाई. ये कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा, सब बाउंस जा रहा है. तो मैंने कहा अब ये कुछ अलग कुछ डाइवर्ट करना पड़ेगा, कुछ सोचना पड़ेगा आगे कि क्या करना है, क्या इंटरेस्ट कौन से टॉपिक्स में आ रहा है. तो ऐसे ही फिर कोविड आ गया, फिर 2019 में पढ़ाई ख़त्म हो गई और 2020 में मैंने एक लोकल इंस्टीट्यूट ज्वाइन किया मार्केटिंग सीखने के लिए. सो देन I started learning marketing, different topics, Facebook ads, SEO, email, and that all other topics. Then suddenly COVID hit, and at one night I was watching a keynote where there was Gary Vee. So at that time I liked what he said about marketing. I didn't remember what he said, but that that keynote got stuck with me. And then I later enrolled myself in new programs and courses, and that's how like my interest began. Then I joined agency, and after that we got connected with your agency, and that's how we started working together.
Got it, got it. So was there any specific subject you liked during the marketing, जब you were learning marketing कि मुझे email पसंद आता है या ads पसंद आता है, तो anything was there which you liked, कैसा
So
मुझे
what
पसंद आया?
happened is that when I was learning in that institute जहाँ मैं पढ़ता था, तो वहाँ पर एक सर थे, उन्होंने मेरे को असाइन किया कि भाई तू सारे लोकल बिजनेसेस में जा और एक क्लाइंट लेके आ, कैसे भी करके एक क्लाइंट लेके आ, जो भले ही वो 5,000 दर हर महीने, वो दैट दैट ही विल पे यू 5,000 पर मंथ, बट दैट्स ओके। तो वो का एक्सपीरियंस काफ़ी था, मतलब पहले तो बड़ा वो फ्रस्ट्रेटेड लगता था कि भाई मतलब एक इनसिक्योरिटी थी कि भाई हर बिज़नेस जाके पूछना आपको ज़रूरत है एड्स की, और कोई मना कर दे, कोई कहे कुछ अभी काम नहीं है। तो काफ़ी सारे बिज़नेस में गया मैं, बहुत सारे रिजेक्शंस आए। फाइनली एक क्लाइंट ने बोला कि करेंगे, पर फिर भी वो डील नहीं हुई, तो कुछ नहीं हुआ। फिर कोविड आ गया, तो फिर वो इंस्टीट्यूट भी मतलब फिर हम सब वर्क फ्रॉम हो गया। फिर मतलब मैंने एजेंसी डिजिटल ही मतलब रिमोट ही जॉब मेरे को मिल गई थी। तो ऐसा सब जर्नी में स्टार्ट हुई मेरी मार्केटिंग।
Got it, got it. So I think you started it as an email marketer, right?
I started in Facebook ads.
Yeah, from email then you moved to
Yeah,
Facebook ads
yeah.
and something. So any number you remember how much have you spent on ads so far?
So far I have spent till crore, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. I think I track the numbers more. So he was before the podcast, he was asking me, मैंने कितना spend करा, तो I think you almost spent more than a crore. So coming to that thing कि when you run ads, तो what drives you? मतलब basically मेरे को अगर frankly मेरे से पूछा जाए ना, तो ऐसा होता है कि now when we run ads, every second you're getting results. जैसे स्कूल और कॉलेज लाइफ में क्या होता था कि स्कूल लाइफ में साल में 3-4 बार एग्जाम होते थे, तो हर 3 मंथ्स में आपका रिजल्ट आता है। कॉलेज लाइफ में एग्जाम हर महीने हो रहे थे, हर महीने रिजल्ट आता है। एड्स में होता है आपका हर दिन रिजल्ट आता है, बेसिकली एवरी डे व्हाट यू आर रनिंग रियल टाइम हो रहा था, लेकिन यू ट्रैक ऑन डेली बेसिस। तो दैट व्हाट गिव्स मी अ किक, व्हाट गिव्स यू अ किक इन टर्म्स ऑफ द एडवर्टाइजिंग?
I love like अंडरस्टैंडिंग द प्रोडक्ट, फिर कस्टमर कौन है, मतलब ये प्रोडक्ट क्यों मार्केट में बिकेगा, उसका क्या वैल्यू ऐड हो रहा है एक एक कस्टमर के थ्रू, पिन पॉइंट से, तो और हम क्या डिज़ायर फुलफिल कर रहे हैं। तो मेरे को ये रिसर्च और ये सब ज़्यादा मतलब पसंद है, मतलब कस्टमर प्रोडक्ट क्या चलेंगे मार्केट में, नहीं चलेंगे, बाकी हमारे कॉम्पिटिटर्स कौन है। और फिर एड्स लिखने में भी मज़ा आता है। मैं राइटिंग मतलब मैं करता रहता हूँ, मतलब ट्वीट्स लिखता रहता हूँ, तो राइटिंग है और फिर एड्स में राइटिंग करना होता है, तो वो कहीं न कहीं कनेक्ट हो रहा है, और वो फिर मेरे को मज़ा आता है एड्स बनाने में।
Got it. If somebody, I think you call yourself as creative strategist.
हुँ,
मतलब
हुँ,
although I run the agency, but लेकिन ना मुझे नहीं पता था कि what is the different terms called.
ओके।
मतलब there's a media buyer, there's a
हुँ,
performance marketer.
हुँ,
But he said I'm a specifically a creative strategist.
हुँ,
To explain to maybe a 5-year-old,
हुँ,
what will you say? Who is a creative strategist? What do you do? उसका क्या role होता है?
In simple language, creative strategy is someone like whatever ads you see on Instagram is directed by a creative strategist. So uh, that's what, in the simple terms, I would say.
Got it. The person who designs the, मतलब not design basically, but who directs कि कैसा ad दिखना चाहिए.
हाँ,
Design का काम तो designer का काम है.
he directs, he would suggest what should be written on the ad, what will be what will be the visual and that hook. So that would be a person who is a creative strategist.
Strategist. And I think that is a major role required right now, because
Hmm.
media buying and everything
Hmm.
will become
Hmm.
automated in the
Hmm.
coming time,
Hmm.
with Meta
Hmm.
automating a lot
Hmm.
of things.
Hmm.
And I think media buyer who does not know what is a media buyer, so media buyer is a person who actually puts the budget, कितना
Hmm.
budget डालना है,
Hmm.
budget कम करना,
Hmm.
budget ज़्यादा करना,
Hmm.
और plan करना कितना budget डलेगा.
Hmm.
So I think that is something there. So I would love to know some of the personal things. I remember like, we have a lot of conversations. Okay, almost we talk every day because we work together. So, what was the biggest mindset shift, or what was the thing which happened when you started handling from 1,000 rupees a day to 10,000 rupees a day to 1 lakh rupees a day? So, what used to run in your head? कि मतलब suddenly when the budgets were increasing, so what was the मतलब what was the feeling of that time when you were doing those things?
हाँ, मतलब इनिशियली में मतलब जब 1,000 रुपए से सामने, मतलब बेसिकली our clients we start from 500 to 1,000, then we saw clients where we go from 10,000 to 80,000। तो मतलब एक फियर तो रहता है कि भाई कैक ऊपर ना बढ़ जाए। द कैक इज कॉस्ट ऑफ कस्टमर एक्विजिशन, लाइक व्हेनेवर वी रन एड्स देयर इज अ कॉस्ट ऑफ एक्वायरिंग वन कस्टमर, दैट इज व्हाट वी से कैक। तो कहीं ना कहीं माइंड में फियर रहता है कि भाई कोई कैक ना बढ़ जाए, फिर क्लाइंट के साथ बहसबाजी ना हो जाए, फिर there are a lot of other factors that come into the VR, if what if we are not profitable, we are spending high, but in the मतलब लास्ट में मतलब आज तक ऐसा कभी नहीं हुआ कि हमने स्केल किया और कैंपेन मतलब ओवरऑल कैंपेन फेल गया हो। तो काइंड ऑफ लाइक वी वर running profitably every time. There were some stages where for 1 2 clients due to the product that there was no, like we were not able to scale. But वही चीज़ थी कि एक थी कि भाई मैं कर पाऊँगा, मतलब एक था अंदर से कॉन्फिडेंस था कि भाई स्केल कर पाएँगे। तो फिर धीरे-धीरे जब जैसे स्केल कर दिया तो फ़ियर भी साथ में निकल गया।
निकल गया,
हुँ।
right. So I would love to know, as a team member, I've seen you evolving from doing working manually on things to moving towards AI. So I would love to know, what is your process right now? If let's say, whenever we get a new client,
हुँ।
how do you do your customer research and everything, and how do you end up writing the copies, and how do you do the creative direction? So if I have to explain in a layman language, or to a person who wants to become a creative strategist, so and wants to know what's the process, what Kushal uses for working on this so
हुँ।
much big campaigns. So what is the process you use?
So first of all, I whatever information I have, the client has given, I just go on Google, and now we have AI tools like ChatGPT, Claude, and Grok. I just go and type the product name, and I just then try to understand the pain points, motive, fears of the customer. Then we do a client meeting then to understand more about the product in depth. Like we usually after onboard a client, we have a meeting within the first week. So whatever they say that is coming from their experience, and whatever I do my research, that is different. So then I combine both that things, and then I start writing the ad. So first of all, research is very important, because without research you won't know what is working in the market, because every market has a different competition sophistication stages. That is all like very advanced level stuff, we don't go right now. So every product has a different stage of like marketing, stage 1 2 3 4. So we have to evaluate like what stage we are in, and according to that we have to then we I write the hooks. So that is the thing, and then I pass it to the graphic designer. I also use tools like Atria, Motion, to research what are big brands in the world doing in terms of their direction, what kind of the words they are using. And there are a bunch of different tools. I also go for researching Amazon, then Reddit and Quora. That's also how I get a lot of understanding of the consumer.
Got it. I think the clients or potential clients, or the clients who are existing watching it, so they must be like, what all goes behind those 7 8 lines of hooks. There's a lot of big research which goes behind, and the future creative strategy what you're looking at. कि it's not just कि ना बस यहाँ पे creatively आपने कुछ कर दिया. It's like a lot of, it's deeper down research which goes into before you start writing
Mm.
some ads out there. So thank you for Kushal for sharing the process transparently. And in case you want to learn more about how Kushal works, I think he's open to connections. You can connect with him on
Sure,
LinkedIn.
sure.
We'll put the links on the under description out there. And if required, we'll also host a masterclass with him whenever you feel like, if you have any questions, you can put down there. So I think you have a very set process out there.
Mm.
And I really love the way you have explained the process. So I would love to know कि what was the time in this journey, if you feel like कि जब CAC ऊपर जाता है, तो how do you control your mindset कि ठीक है CAC नीचे आएगा, और what is the, मतलब I like to know from personally and professionally. Personally in the sense कि how do you maintain the mindset कि यार CAC ऊपर जा रहा है, तो how do you control your temperament कि यार अभी, मतलब how do you stay resilient कि अब ads चलते रहने चाहिए तभी वो CAC नीचे आएगा. And on the professional side, what do you do कि ना अब ये metrics सही नहीं जा रहे हैं, तो I need to focus on this metrics. So maybe you can answer the personal part, and then we'll continue the professional part. कि personally, how do you maintain resilience on this part?
Mhm. So like you have to keep checking the ad account very frequently, what's going in the ad account. तो कैक मतलब वो 1 2 दिन ऊपर जा सकता है, फिर वो नीचे भी आ जाएगा कभी कभी. और जब वो नहीं आता, then you know there is something wrong in the ad account. So the creative is getting fatigued. Then maybe the creative like this frequency has increased too much. Maybe the ad account like do not have like the creatives to spend the money. The budget is high, and there are no creatives for it to absorb. So there are multiple factors that come into this picture. So then I have I have certain metrics which I track in the dashboard. I have KPI which I have named in the dashboard. So I go through that column, and I get to know where is things are going wrong, when I started, and why the ad is not performing. That's how I evaluate, and then I write more ads, and then I like we deploy new ads, then how it the CAC goes down again.
Got it, got it. So that is the professional side. On the personal side, how do you maintain your temperament? कि मतलब कि अब चलते रहना चाहिए और मतलब
हाँ,
the show must go on. How
ये
do you feel? How do you
तो देखो, ये in business there are ups and downs. There will be times where CAC will be high. I'm like not 100% perfect person, so that's how I go around that situation. But I have to give my 100%. The CAC is not in my control, but I have to give my 100% that CAC will go down based on my efforts.
got it. तो मतलब to summarize in a way, I would say कि मतलब बहुत clients का क्या होता है ना, they once you start ads, एक दिन अच्छा चला, कल double budget कर दो. आज अच्छा नहीं चला, budget half कर दो. So I think that doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Can you share some metrics? How do you increase your budgets? मतलब how much time do you see before you increase the budget, and by what percentage do you increase the budgets?
Yeah, so usually बजट इंक्रीजिंग स्टार्ट होता है 10% से, फिर 20%, 30%. वो डिपेंड करता है कि हमारे गोल्स क्या है, कितने वेबिनार साइन अप चाहिए, कितने ऐप साइन अप चाहिए. वो टोटली इट्स अ बिजनेस ऑब्जेक्टिव केपीआई कि हाउ मच डू यू वांट टू स्केल. बट यूजुअली people, like, for a safe recommendation is 10 to 20% per day if your goals are not that high. So if your goals are high, then we have done like 40% increase in a day, 50%, sometimes even 100%. Like I remember one time, one campaign we were running of one of the client, I don't want to name, but that, like, it was running 40,000 per day. Then suddenly the client said double the budget as per our discussion, so it was 80,000 per day. So I directly duplicated that campaign because it had creatives. So that, like, then it was running 80,000 per day. So it totally depends upon the client objective. But as I showed, there are some numbers which you can increase as based upon your goals.
Got it. So we should not go beyond like 20-30% in a
Yeah.
day. And I think you always like see for 3 to 5 days before
Yeah.
increasing the
Yeah.
budget in the
Hmm.
start part.
Hmm.
And I think the one you mentioned, one of the most important thing is कि जब 40 से 80,000 करना था, you didn't increase the budget on the 40,000 वाला campaign.
Yeah,
You
I
actually duplicated
duplicated
the
that campaign.
campaign and did it. So that the agar in case anything goes wrong, you just turn off that campaign rather than just increasing the budget of that campaign. And I think whatever Kushal is sharing is coming from a managing more than crore rupees of budget on ads. It's not coming from a like a layman वो 2 दिन पहले ads का कोई course 300-400 वाला course करके the experience coming from. Although this is not the right platform to learn more about how the Kushal works in a way, but we are just trying to give you a more deeper insight right now. This is how it works, because if you want, we can do a masterclass with him. For sure, you put your comments out there. We'll love to host a full masterclass at how Kushal manages dashboard. He'll share the dashboards with you, and you'll get to learn more about it. And I think I also keep learning from him. Well, I always say, I learn more about AI from, not from books, but from him. Well, I always like when we have conversations. And also he gifted me one of the subscription of a person called Signal. So, what I feel is na कि as a team you should always have people who are complementary players, not complementary sense कि who complement your skills. So I'm more of a numbers guy, he's more of a creative guy. So that's what I've learned a lot about from him. And also he lives in Canada out there, so he has a different perspective to things. Being living in India, I have different perspective to things. And also I get to learn a lot about him from the perspective of कि time management बहुत करना पड़ता है. Every evening I have to say good morning to him. Every evening when he's morning, I'll say good evening to me. So I have a lot of conversations out there in this manner out there. And it's always a great pleasure to work with him. So coming back to your thing, so I think you're in India from last 40-50 days. So would love to know how has the days been in India after I think you stayed in Canada for 2 years, you came back to India, and now you're moving back to Canada again in 4-5 days. So I would just love to know from the layman perspective, what difference you felt living in India versus living in Canada. No personal biases, just like from the as a journey, as a person living here versus there, what did you felt as a difference?
So I've seen a lot of positive developments in India. First of all, I would say uh, the market is much more affordable and the inflation is also in control. मतलब महंगाई control में है, उतना मतलब you can spend a good amount on anything you want. Like if you want to go on a vacation, you want to buy things. Like this is a very good market and also scalable market. But like after I came from I came from Canada like after 2 years. So first of all, I saw the rise of quick commerce, Zepto and Blinkit. Matlab, this is so affordable. Like in Canada, you don't get this type of stuff. There is Uber Eats. मतलब वहाँ पर Uber Eats है, पर ऐसी सर्विस नहीं है उनकी, मतलब वहाँ पर ज़ेप्टो और ब्लिंकिट जैसा नहीं है कि 3-4 मिनट में घर में आ जाते हैं भाई, ये तो घर के सामने खड़े होते हैं। तो कनाडा में मतलब एक डेवलप्ड कंट्री में भी ऐसा सर्विस नहीं है, मतलब आपको जो चाहिए मिल जाता है, पर इतना फास्ट और क्विक मैंने नहीं देखा मतलब कनाडा में। तो और मैंने देखा कि काफ़ी सारी जो बड़ी-बड़ी ब्रांड्स थी, जो मैं ट्रैवल करके जाता था, जैसे स्टारबक्स कॉफ़ी है, फिर काफ़ी सारे और भी फ्रेंचाइज़ीज़ हैं, जो मैं मेरे सिटी से दूसरी सिटी जाता था, मतलब वो वहाँ पर एन्जॉय करने के लिए, खाने के लिए, मतलब जो भी वो फ्रेंड्स के साथ। पर वो अभी मेरे सिटी में सब कुछ आ गया है। तो काइंड ऑफ मतलब एक कंज़्यूमर का भी मतलब एक मतलब कंज़्यूमर स्पेंड भी बढ़ रहा है यहाँ पे। यहाँ पर पैसे लोग इकोनॉमी मतलब पैसे खर्च हो रहे हैं, मतलब लोगों के पास पैसा भी आ रहा है। तो मतलब इंडिया मतलब काइंड ऑफ इज गोइंग टू बी अ वेरी बिग मार्केट, मतलब नंबर भी काफ़ी बड़ा है। तो वो मेरे को थोड़ा मतलब वो मेरे ऑब्जर्वेशन में काफ़ी मैं लेता हूँ कि भाई क्या चीज़ें चल रही है, और इकोनॉमी इतनी फास्ट बढ़ रही है, मतलब उसकी कोई मतलब वो नहीं है, लिमिट नहीं है।
Got it, got it. Makes sense, makes sense. And I think मतलब before you were coming to India, and I was like कि ये नहीं होता, वो नहीं होता. And like come back to India, India has grown a lot in last
Yeah,
2 years,
yeah,
and I think
definitely.
that a testament मतलब that's a
Yeah,
clear thing
definitely.
which you are also sharing right
Mhm.
now. So what does success mean to you? मतलब let's say what was success to you when you were like completing a BCA, getting into marketing? What was
Mhm.
success meant to you that time, and how it has evolved with time right now?
देखो उस टाइम पे तो सक्सेस ऐसी थी कि बहुत सारा मतलब बहुत ही ज़्यादा पैसा हो, ऐसे मतलब लेविश लाइफस्टाइल हो। पर अभी जैसे मतलब अभी जैसे जैसे मैं काम मतलब इंडस्ट्री में आया, काम मतलब आई स्टार्टेड वर्किंग विद टीम्स एंड डिफरेंट टीम्स। तो आई आल्सो केम बैक फ्रॉम कनाडा, लाइक आई वाज स्टडीइंग देयर। सो सक्सेस फॉर मी इज लाइक यू हैव योर टाइम कंट्रोल, you have the money to spend on the things you want. Like you don't have to think, if I want to go Dubai today, I can go. I have that much amount of money with me, and my health is good. I have a loving family, so that is what success to me right now.
Yeah, so more of rather than materialistic success,
Yeah.
मतलब materialistic success पहले थी, उसे
Hmm.
it has now become more of a holistic success right now, I
Huh.
can say in a
Yes,
word.
definitely.
Yeah, and I think मतलब I don't think Kushal is just 1 month or elder than me. He's not very big. Like we both are 27 years old. So and मतलब the way he thinks and way I think, what I feel is very complimentary out there. मतलब हम बहुत अलग तरीके से सोचते हैं, but we have a lot of common grounds we work at. And मतलब on this podcast on air I can say it, you know, मतलब whenever we onboard any client, if Kushal says कि we don't want to onboard that client, so then there's a very less chance that we onboard that client, because it's like, you know, if you have to work together as a for a client, it's not like ki only one person is required, and that is a conversation we keep having regularly. Matlab, when you hire an agency out there to work on a client, it's not like you're hiring a media buyer, a graphic designer or something. You're actually buying matlab, not buying, you're actually hiring a team of experts who help you to guide the whole project out there. So that's what is the difference between a freelancer and an agency. When you hire an agency, you get experts out there. Although शायद हमारी marketing हो रही है इस वजह से, लेकिन ठीक है, लेकिन I'm just giving you a perspective of what is the actual thing which goes behind, and we
Mhm.
keep talking about it. कि मतलब I always say कि मतलब if I onboard a client, I can't manage service it completely without his help, and he can't service a client without my help. And that's the reason कि मतलब, and we have one more team member as well, and three more team members who help us on a freelance basis. So I think that's the whole what do you say, the whole amalgamation of everything which brings the whole thing into the perspective. So and I think what you really shared about the successful part, I really liked it. मतलब for me also it was very similar. मतलब 4-5 years back I was thinking ना, मतलब इतना पैसा होना चाहिए, कहीं पे जाना हो पैसा अपने पास हो, उतना कहीं कुछ भी खरीदना हो, जिस पे हाथ रख दिया वही सक्सेस है. But with time I think we have evolved like कि
Mm.
money is not the only success, and
Success.
I've written about that in my book as well. Ki
Mm.
money, it's about three pillars: the health, wealth, and relationship. Which actually, if you should have all the three pillars in place, that's what the holistic success means about. So I would love to know ki apart from the work every day, well, you love playing
Mm.
sports like
Mhm. Mm.
volleyball, cricket, and
Mm.
everything. And I
Mm.
think you also played some. I remember watching your matches which you played in Canada, and I think you also led a team in
Yeah.
volleyball. I think as a captain.
Yeah, yeah.
So what was your मतलब learning from that, if you would like to share?
मतलब उसमें क्या हुआ ना कि I was playing volleyball every Tuesday. We play volleyball in Canada. So at that time, I enrolled myself that tournament. I'll be playing tournament, and later on, I didn't thought that I would be a captain. I never thought in my dream that they would make me a captain. So there are people who observe you playing while there, because it's a big community. People you come there to play. Everyone from like young age to 30, 40, 45 years of age. Everyone plays there. So like people do observe there how you play, how you put in the ball in the different in another court. So At that time, I loved playing volleyball, and my game started improving day by day. I was a very noob in India when I was playing in my school time in the vacation, but now, like after 10 years, I was a totally different player. So that was a very big thing for me. So after that, the tournament got announced that the captain's name came in. The first tournament, I was not a captain. I was just a part of a team. But in this tournament, I was made a captain. I did not even thought in my dream. So then later on, then I started. There was also auction, not money, but kind of we have a budget where we have to like I had to select players. So that was also a different experience. So I had to research a lot of different players. I have to call in different cities. I have some connections and I call them because it's a community of very big community. So I call different people in different cities, like how is this player playing. Then I make notes in my book, and that in auction I will be selecting from this 10 to 15 players. So I think I had more than 20-25 players I had selected. So this was the process. Then I got some players in the auction. I did not got. That's a totally different experience. You have to sit with the laptop and like it feels like अब IPL auction की तरह feeling आई थी. मतलब proper एक सूट वूट, मतलब मेरा सूट नहीं, मैं तो पर proper मैं ready होके गया था. मेरे पास documentation भी है. तो बहुत अच्छी फीलिंग आई थी कि भाई मजा आ गया, मतलब वो ऑक्शन में मेरे को फिर प्लेयर सिलेक्ट करने हैं, आपको वाह वाह हो रही है भाई इसके ये प्लेयर ले, मतलब सारी टीम थी वहाँ पर. तो एक वो एक्सपीरियंस था. फिर आया टूर्नामेंट का एक्सपीरियंस, मतलब उसमें तो मतलब वही मतलब फट गई थी. मतलब लोग पीछे, मतलब पेयर पीपल ऑब्जर्विंग यू, आप कैसे खेल रहे हो. आपकी मॉकिंग भी बहुत खतरनाक होती थी. ये भाई कैप्टन है आपका, ये लो. एक पहली मैच ही हम 0-11 से हारे थे. मतलब वो एक, चलो एक स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट था. फिर मतलब तो काइंड ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस बहुत, मतलब मैं बोलूँगा कि मैं टीम प्लेयर ज़्यादा हूँ. भले मुझे कैप्टन बनाया गया, पर मुझे वहाँ पर काफ़ी मतलब चीज़ें सीखने मिली कि भाई लीडरशिप ये एक अलग ही तरह की स्किल सेट है. मतलब टीम को मैनेज करना, कौन कहाँ पर खेल रहा है, किसको कहाँ पर लगाना, फिर किसको मतलब पीछे रखना, आगे रखना, टीम को मोटिवेट करना, खुद भले ही डिमोटिवेट हो आप. तो एक मतलब मैंने कहा ये अलग ही चीज़ है. मतलब कैप्टनसी करनी कोई छोटी बात नहीं है. मतलब दिस वाज़ अ वेरी बिग रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑन माय हेड. So this was a very good learning experience. Like we did not perform that much good, but for me it was a big experience. I would say very big learning experience, and I also got to know that I'm a team player more than I can captain, uh, more than I can take leadership.
Yeah, and I think मतलब very good perspective you shared, and I think one thing हमारे जो तो वैसे मतलब बोला जाता है कि ना मतलब पढ़ाई लिखाई करो, मतलब पढ़ोगे लिखोगे बनोगे नवाब, खेलोगे कूदोगे बनोगे खराब. And I think you really shared a perspective कि ना sports, when you play sports you actually get to learn a skill set which you do not learn when you are just studying books or something. So I think that's a very good perspective out there. And I think one thing I would like to share on this podcast is like basically you are not born as a leader. You actually evolve as a leader. And I think you got some perspective out there. And I think will be leading teams in the future.
Yeah.
So I think it's not just you're a team player right now. With more and more people coming in, it's like everybody evolves as a leader. I think just before this podcast we were discussing that I was a very transitional leader out there. When we started out, our conversation was just like कि भाई ये ad चल गया नहीं चल गया, ये हो गया नहीं हो गया. And with time we have evolved. You can be better judge to say this how much I've evolved in this part. But as a personal thing, I also see that I've also evolved being from transitional to a more human leader out there. And I think just to praise myself, I can say I traveled from Bangalore to whole the way here to surprise you. I think that was you can vouch for that that I have evolved in that ways. And I think you have also evolved in that ways earlier I remember when we were working on clients, I had to tell you कि ये करना है वो करना है, and I had to manage everything for you. Now I just tell you कि ये होना चाहिए, then you are like okay you manage कि चलो डिजाइनर से बात करके डिजाइन बनवाना है, इससे ये बात करनी है. And one thing I really like about you is कि ना whenever you have to hire somebody, you are the one कि मतलब अगर कुशल को दे दिया तो हमारा अनपेड HR है एक तरीके से, वो मिल ही जाएगा वो. अगर डिजाइनर चाहिए नया, एक एडिटर चाहिए नया, just tell Kushal, will post on LinkedIn, he'll do something out there, he'll figure out a person. So that is something I really like about you in that manner out there. So coming to LinkedIn, you're very regular on LinkedIn, Twitter. So what was the I would say क्या कहते हैं उसका motivation, or how did it started altogether?
तो अगेन कमिंग बैक टू द कोविड टाइम्स, मतलब तब तो फ्री थे, कुछ काम भी नहीं था जब स्टार्ट हुआ था कोविड. तो मैं ऐसे ही डॉक्यूमेंटेशन कर रहा था कि व्हाट डिड आई डू इन अ डे. एंड तब देन आई स्टार्टेड एंजॉयिंग writing, because then later on I also tried making videos, but I felt that this is too complicated for me. I have to take shots again and again, and it's very time consuming. So then I switched back again to writing. So I thought that let's do this. So I started doing that, and people also were very impressed with what I write. Like for example, in Canada, like when I write, I live with the people. So I live with my housemates. So they also like are impressed. So your writing is very really good, and we learn a lot from it. So that's I got some signals as well. Not this is what this is one of the part where people tell me, but when I was in India, I got a lot of good engagement, and like people also commented like they learned something. So I got signal that this is working and I'm also enjoying. That's how then I daily tweet, and then also sometimes I write on LinkedIn.
Yeah, even I read all his posts. मतलब I love reading his posts, and sometimes ना मतलब I get to know what he's feeling from his post. मतलब sometimes ना what I see कि when you write, you actually have to put your thoughts into it, मतलब structured thinking into it, then the posts come out. And I really मतलब मतलब again just praising myself. I like read one of his posts where he shared the founder's journey. मतलब he didn't mention me in the name, but I found that he wrote something about me, and I really felt happy that day. I couldn't express him that time, but I really felt happy that he wrote something about me. And that was just as a leader or as a person who is like guiding somebody. When you get something, when you get somebody writes about you, really feel happy about it, that somebody wrote about you because of some contribution you can make in their life. And matlab, do sure follow him on LinkedIn. Matlab, he has more followers than me. I guess sometimes get jealous about it, but he has more followers, and because he has made content out there, no matlab, no matlab, no two ways about it. And he really likes makes good content. So make sure you follow him on LinkedIn. We'll put the links out there about it. And I also get sometimes inspired to post regular content, and I think that podcast is also one of the reason that we are doing podcast. Right? I put out regular content out there. And also his insights are always valuable, I could say. Whenever we talk about, he shares a lot of perspectives on things, on how to do them. So coming back to you, Kushal, again, anything which you feel like was you would like to tell to 18-year-old Kushal, any incidents or any learnings you have now, you would like to tell to 18-year-old Kushal?
Make content.
Make content. Okay, it was like a nail on the head for the people who are not making content out there.
Yeah, that is the like now I see like recently you gifted me a book, and I'm a big follower of Nawal Ravikant, who is like a very big person in Silicon Valley. And he says in today's time there are four kind of forms of leverage. The first one is labor, where people are working for you, and that is the oldest form of leverage. Then there is money, capital, which is you need money, you need someone's permission, either if you have or you need to raise from somebody. That is also permission. You need permission to for capital. And the third is code, which is if you can write code. So media, so code and media, they are the new forms of leverage in this world, where you don't need anybody permission. You can make content and post without thinking about anyone, but there is you don't have to take permission. And for code also, you can write code and build softwares and products. So like for that media, you make content that works for you, and these are the things that works 24/7 for you. These are the
Hmm.
leverage also are very scalable. So I think that if I was 18 years, I would make more content and build more connections that would lead to me more opportunity and more money in my life.
Got it. Got it. Makes sense. Makes sense. So to wrap it this up, Kushal, would you like to give any last piece of advice to people out there who are starting their career as creative strategists out there? What should they do to reach at a certain point? Any roadmap or any three things you can share to what they should follow?
I would say just start working with whatever opportunity you are getting at the moment. Don't think about the money. Money will come when your work will speak, and when you make content, people will discover you. That's how like I got more opportunities in my life, and that's how I build connections. So just like keep learning, keep putting out your content. So and that's how you will keep growing in your life.
Got it. Got it. And any last piece of advice you'd like to give to general advice out there, which is like your daily motivation out there? Whatever you do, what guides you in a way?
Um, there is no kind of daily motivation, but when i when I go on Twitter, I get that feeling ki अभी तो बहुत कुछ करना है भाई लाइफ में, क्योंकि वहाँ पर जो ऑडियंस मतलब ट्विटर पे जो आती है वो आपको दुनिया में मतलब यू वोंट गेट दैट ऑन लिंक्डइन, यू वोंट गेट दैट ऑन इंस्टाग्राम. सो व्हेनेवर आई गो टू like x.com, which is now Twitter is a, so where I read like when I read tweet of Elon Musk where it say Multiman open your, so मतलब from that I get by we have to do something big in our own terms in our life like that, so we can also have a good life and we can do some meaningful work in the world.
Got it, got it. It was lovely to have a conversation with you, Kushal. Although we keep talking daily, matlab almost on a daily basis we talk, but this was the first time we were talking in a professional setup. And thank you for coming from all the way from Canada to Anand and Anand to here right now for the podcast. And I think we have been working for last 4 years, and this was the first time we met in person like 2 days back. And then after that, we met today again. So thank you for whatever you do. I have a special gratitude for always for him. Ki I feel so fortunate that I get to work with such a person out there who is always passionate about what he does. It's not that what I say, it's like all the clients always say, कि you have got such a great person out there who does things and he's really passionate about it. So thank you, Kushal, for coming here. And I'm really grateful to have you in my life.
Thank you, Vikas. You are also like I'm working with you last 4 years, and I'm really enjoying it working with you. And I'm also grateful like I have got such people to work with.
Awesome. So, for the audience out there, if you have any questions around meta ads, creative strategies, and everything, feel free to put them in the comments out there. Maybe in the next episode, we can't do in person with Kushal, maybe what we can do for sure in a virtual manner. So, feel free to put your questions out there, and we'll like to answer them in the comments box as well. And if there are more questions out there, then we'll shoot some content out there to help you out and to guide you to the right resources. And you can always connect with Kushal on with the his handles in the description out there. So, we'll see you in the next episode. Take care.
थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग द होल पॉडकास्ट. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, अगर आपके चैनल को अभी तक सब्सक्राइब नहीं करा है तो सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिए ताकि वी कैन ब्रिंग मोर एंड मोर वैल्यूएबल गेस्ट ऑन द पॉडकास्ट. सेकंड थिंग इज, अगर आपको कोई फीडबैक्स हो, सजेशंस हो, प्लीज पुट देम इन द कमेंट बॉक्स एंड ऑल्सो शेयर कीजिए कि आपको कौन से नेक्स्ट गेस्ट देखने हैं पॉडकास्ट पर. एंड द थर्ड थिंग इज, अगर आपको वैल्यू मिली हो इस पॉडकास्ट से तो शेयर विद समबडी जिससे आपको लगता है इस पॉडकास्ट को देख के हेल्प होगी. थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग.